Imagine if I'm right. If this is the secret to breaking strongholds. What if I'm right? Jesus said some things only come out by prayer and fasting. Imagine if I decoded this and it's right. And it makes total sense. A stronghold is a pattern that's been sown over time through the cycles of time. And so Eve dropped us all down into sin. And what happened? She had a curse. Pain in childbearing. The menstrual cycle. 28-day cycle. The moon goes around the earth 28 days. Moon means blood. It represents the blood cycle of Eve. And so you pay your mortgage every 30 days. You pay your power bill every 30 days. You pay your bills every 30 days. Why? Because it's a cycle. So by fasting, just like a sleep cycle, think about what I'm saying here. When you go through your day, your 16 hours, you're going through the same repeat. So when you go to sleep, you skip to the next day and you feel better. So a life of fasting, intermittent fasting or long-term fasting, you're skipping time. You're actually skipping it. You're skipping the cycle. You're skipping the sine wave. You're breaking patterns. You're everybody. And this is something that's wild. When you're fasting and everybody else is looking about, what are you going to eat for lunch? You listen to them talk. Where you going for lunch? And they all worry about lunch. And you're sitting, and they ask you, say, where are you going to eat? I'm not eating lunch. What are you talking about? You're not even a part of it anymore. You stepped out of the ring. You're not playing the game. Fasting breaks the game. Do you hear what I'm saying? Praise God. Decoded this. Fasting breaks the Draco machine. The Draco machine. The fasting is the secret. You're breaking the cycle. That's it. You're breaking it up. You're breaking the cycle. You're breaking it. That's why the flash is fast. When you think about it, I've been thinking about this for a long time, this part. The flash is fast. How is that related to fasting? Because when you go to sleep, you're fasting, and all of a sudden it's a flash and you're in the next day. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's all connected. You're breaking. Look, I enjoy doing this. I should be close to the house now. It's an hour drive, and it don't even feel like I've been driving an hour because I enjoy what I'm doing. I enjoy decoding this thing in real time. Actually, you've seen me decode it just now in real time. The reason the flash is fast is because it represents fasting when you sleep, and you go to sleep and you wake up and it's a flash of time. A flash goes by and you're awake again. The 8 hours went by fast because you were fasting. It's a flash. So when you start to fast for a goal, you can actually, instead of just breaking strongholds, you can actually fast for a goal. And when you do a fast, you're setting your mind on a goal, and you're going to get there faster. Let's say you wanted to put $100,000 in the bank investment, and you start fasting for this next year. And this next year you get 10,000 in there, and then you start to get incremental growth on that 10,000. The next year you get 25,000, 30,000. The next year you get 40, 50,000 because you invested in good stocks that are growing, or a good ETF or whatever. And so if you were making 10,000 in 1 year, it'd take you 10 years to get 100,000. So if you were fasting, could you do it in 5 years? Can you hear it? Can anybody hear me? Will the universe open up and when you fast for a goal, does the universe open up and just give it to you? because you're breaking the cycle. It happens in a flash. Just like when you enjoy talking to somebody, before you know it, like when you were a kid, you'd go on vacation and you got there and you had so much fun going down to the arcade or whatever you're doing, swimming, whatever. And then all of a sudden the vacation's over and you're thinking, I don't want it to be over. Why is it over? I had so much fun. Time flies when you're having fun. Have you ever been in a situation where you're having so much fun you forget to eat? You forget to eat because this time is flying by. So think about what I'm saying. I'm not saying you have to agree. You don't have to agree with anything I say, but I'm telling you, I believe I've decoded why Jesus said some things only come out by prayer and fasting. Because fasting breaks the cycle. And it happens fast. See, the devil and his angels, they're caught up in cycles. They can't escape. Notice the narcissist. The narcissist repeats the same cycle over and 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 over, going around, like a friend of mine said. She said, around the mountain, around the mountain, around the mountain, around the mountain. And when she said that, it was so much insight. I don't even know if she knew how much insight it was. That is the insight. She knew, but I don't know if she understood the total significance of what she said, because that changed my whole worldview. The cycle going around the mountain. How many times you're going to go around the mountain with these narcissists, these Jezebels, these psychopaths? How many times when you finally say, I'm going to break the cycle? See, they're stuck. They don't need you. They're going to do the cycle with somebody else. They're going to leave you, go cycle it with somebody else, and then you're over there crying, depressed, whatever you're doing, and they're going to come back after 2 weeks, 2 months, and create the cycle again because they can't stop. So it applies to everything. Narcissism, it applies to bad habits, ways of thinking, and it applies not just the negative, but it can apply to the good, because you want to start doing something good, start fasting. Breaking the old stronghold, setting in a new stronghold, a good one. Put off the old man, put on the new man. That's in Ephesians 4. Put off the old man, put on the new man. Fast to put off the old man, fast in prayer, and fast to put on the new man. Renew your mind and set up new patterns and new cycles. Come on now, somebody needs to be shouting. I believe this is the decode. There's always a deeper understanding, but right now, that's as deep as I can go, and I think that's the answer. When you fast, you're breaking the cycle. You're breaking the cycle. They call it a breakfast. So you're breaking the fast, but when you fast, you're breaking what? Time, the cycle. Time is just a cycle. It's just a repeat. Every day is the same, to be honest with you. So you're just breaking the cycle, repeat. And it could have been started when you were a child. It could have been started in a marriage. It could have been started with a significant other, like let's say a man and woman were dating and they got together and they might even had a child together. They weren't married, but they can't break. They know it's not healthy, but they can't seem to break it, and they stayed in that pattern. So you could be breaking, and when I say significant other, that's what I mean, because they're actually one. They might not have had a marriage, but they're one. But most of the time, the reason they don't get married and they're together is they really don't. They might love the person as a person, but they're not in love with that person to marry them. And so it's kind of like why would you stay with somebody and not get married? It just doesn't make sense. It's just, I don't care if you're saved or unsaved. The only reason they do it is a security thing, some kind of security blanket, or some kind of insecurity that nobody else would have them, or something like that. I don't know. I could think about it and figure it out, but I think I already talked about this one time before. The only reason you stay and you're not committed is because you really don't love the other person. You don't really love the other person because That's not fair to the other person. That's it. It's selfish. They want to meet the certain needs, security needs, the natural needs. That person meets a need, but they don't really love the person enough to be committed to them, because it's not real love, like a marriage love. That's it. So anyway, fasting breaks the cycle. I think I've decoded it. I'm not going to say that I have all the way, but I believe I finally decoded that by the grace of God. I think He just revealed it to me, because the devil is nothing but a round the mountain AI repeat program, and your flesh mind is just a AI program. Your old Adam, your old Adamic nature is just an AI repeat. You're just going by habit. You're just responding. But when you fast, you break. You no longer respond to the AI. You control it, because if you can control your hunger pains, you know you can break any kind of stronghold. And if you can control your drink, let's say you don't drink for 8 hours, that's really breaking a fast in my mind, because you can only go 3 days without water before you die, you know. I'm not telling anybody to do this. I'm just telling you my experience, that if you want to break a fast, if you want to break a stronghold or get somebody out of your world, start fasting. They'll be gone. Seriously.